I was going to tell you a story of the end of the contract where we did this.
Oh, no, but you have to start with it.
I'm going to start from the beginning. Yeah.
All right.
Start from the end.
So you're telling me this little story, and I feel like I'm going to move it along just a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to help me. We finished a huge contract.
Working. Okay, how old were you at this time?
I was mid to late 20s. Mid 20s. We were doing a seed cone collection project for reforestation of the Region 5, many of the Region 5 forests.
Okay.
Stretching from Mount Laguna in Southern California, which is just north of the Mexican border, all the way to Northern California. And every year it changed between like Quincy and or maybe the Klamath Forest or the Modoc or something like that. But so every year was kind of different. But this year
Can I just hold a pause real quick? Go ahead and smoke that. That was one of the things that I wanted to bring up about the podcast, and I felt like that was weird that I just did this, but whatever. I've met some incredible people here in Central Oregon, Chris being one of them, and he has great stories, and I have other people that I have great stories from.
You're gonna love Tim. He's a character.
So that's why I wanted to do the podcast too, because like we said, real stories.
You see real people.
What you were talking about just kind of bumped me back to this.
Yeah, you create community. You create community. I think seeing people and identifying people is an important part of that, instead of just like this fucking troll word drop under a fucking pseudonym thing.
But I'm also gonna have some friends on too.
Hell yeah.
And
just do drugs.
Other friends that have,
Yeah, he likes me. He likes me. He's just not gonna fucking say it. Don't worry about it.
No, they live on the other side of the mountain,
Old friends. Yes, established friendships.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Totally understand.
Yeah, they want to come over.
No worries.
They want to come hang out. They're probably gonna watch this, going, "Fuck that guy."
That guy's a fucking ass bag. Hang on, you didn't fucking tell me about science. Yeah, Carl Luden. What the fuck is he saying? Fuck him. Yeah, I get it. So we finished this contract. It was a big contract. It went from Mexico to Northern California, and finally got through thousands of thousands of bushels of cones.
Collecting them. How do you collect them?
So so the collection process is pretty simple. What you do is you establish a stand of trees with a healthy crop, which was basically my job and the rest of the crew, obviously, and to establish a healthy stand. Put the contractors on the healthy stand, make sure they follow some guidelines about spacing and where on the tree to collect. Typically, you want the trees to be, I can't remember, 300 feet apart.
Real shit.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, anyways, certain spacing in the top, and then they go up and they collect, and like you watch. So this is why I get pissed off at certain people when they're like, the corporations just run roughshod over the forest and just denude everything and just cut everything down and everything would just die. It's like, no, dude. You don't know that because you've never done that job. There are people who do that job, and guess what? They're people with integrity, and they fucking care about the environment. They're involved in the environment. They fucking plant trees. They care. Fuck you and your fucking city. Fuck you and your fucking Prius. Nickel cobalt fucking mines. Asshole. Condescend to me. Fuck you. Sorry. So that happens.
What happened?
Occasionally. That's rails. Rails since it's getting off.
I thought when you said you were going to collect cones, I felt like there was just
like on the ground. Yeah. No, you climb the tree. You go on the top third of the tree.
Oh my goodness.
You're tied in. You have a bag. It depends on the species.
This is how you plant. This is how you
reforest. This is how you collect seed for reforestation.
People don't do this shit.
Yeah, it's not
people that sit there with signs.
Yeah, no, and they want Mother Nature to do it, but you're talking like if you have a 1,400 acre contiguous stand replacement fire that's roughly oval shaped, right?
This is real life.
You're not going to see reforestation in the center of that thing for hundreds of years. Yeah. So the point is, like, all these meadows, all the meadows you see in the forest, those are fucking fires that burn to a crisp, typically. Or there's a mineral depletion, or there's some sort of...
So when I'm going up through the mountain,
yep,
and there's and then we go around a ridge, if people do this, I know there's a lot of people that probably live in fucking prairie where there's nothing and shit. But we go around ridges, we go up mountains, that's where we live. Fucking get over it.
If you go around,
You go
and
around, and then there's like no trees on one side. You'll see that. What the fuck is that?
it depends. So
Okay.
if it's private land and you see like a really straight line, it's probably clear cut. But know this.
Would that
No
be
no
way
no
up in the
no
mountains
know
like
this.
that, though?
Oh, hold on, know this. Every private clear cut has to be reforested. If they cut if they have a timber sale on their land, they have
Because
to
it could be just
reforest.
because
Period.
I'm super high up.
Well,
Trees
so
don't just
okay. There's a lot
keep
of
growing.
things, a lot of components to that. So it depends on where you're at, the ecology, the kinds of trees that grow there. In Central Oregon, if you are turning a corner in a mountain pass and you see a shift in tree typology, you can derive some information from that. So the best example is the Diamond Lake cutoff. I think it was like 139 or 39. I can't remember.
Okay.
The highway that goes up to Crater Lake on the north side of Crater Lake and then splits to go to either I think Eugene
Crater Lake's
eventually or
amazing, by the way.
yeah. I mean I don't care if you
there's
don't know where that is.
people-
If you
yeah,
don't,
if you
that's
don't
up to
know
that's on
what it
you.
is.
Go find it. It's
Seriously.
don't come here. It's ugly. It's horrible.
No.
It's like this
No,
really
man.
little. No, it's this little tiny lake, and there's like
No.
there's
We need
fleas,
people to know this.
and there's fucking mosquitoes, and there's pterodactyls that
we need
eat
people
children.
to learn about life. And that's
Pterodactyls,
the fun of life.
not fucking
It's
good.
an amazing place. To
It
check
is
out.
gorgeous.
Just Google Earth.
So, anyways,
Or-
it's a great
or-
highway in that
or-
it's a super straight
No,
line.
no, hold on. I figured it out. Or just put on your stupid VR glasses and go. I'm gonna go to Crater Lake.
Yeah,
That's what life will be like.
and then
Let me
and
just go
this
to
actually
Crater Lake
this
with
actually
my
ties
VR
in
glasses.
this ties into the ecology lesson because Crater Lake
Yeah.
was prior to explosion Mount Mazama, and Mount Mazama was a super eruption, and it went boom. And there's a huge blanket of pumice in the southern part of Central Oregon.
It's really beautiful.
Um,
It's super blue.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
like-
so this is the deal. So and the reason why is because
Google
there's
it.
very little organics. It was such a major blast that there's like that it changed the forest ecology. It was such a massive clear cut
See, now
essentially.
it's too much about
All
Crater
right.
Lake.
Yeah. Sorry. You want to change subjects? That's
No, I
good.
want to. I was trying to-
Well, so there's a change. So it ended up changing the kind of lodgepole to grow here from, I believe, non-serratus to serratus.
I think we got to get back to the story. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
You're-
So the story
We're
is
gathering cones.
we're gathering cones. We finished it
Going
up.
for
We
Mexico.
crushed it. We killed it. Finished it in Northern California. We go have a party. We have a good time. We're telling stories and
Crushed it.
having a good time. And somebody complimented the car, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a beautiful car." And this guy was like, "Oh yeah, you love the car?" I was like, "Yeah, I fucking love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go out in the fucking parking lot. I'm gonna fuck its tailpipe right now. I'm just gonna go at it. It's weird though, because I like that. I don't know. It's a little bit of burn, a little bit of change. Have you started the car? Can we start the car? Let's start the car.
What car are you talking?
It's just a fucking. It was just a joke. I just got
Did
drunk.
you drive in?
No,
this car?
I was just joking. I was just literally like saying something that was stupid as fuck just
You
to fuck
said
with
that
this
it was
guy.
a-
Yeah, it's a beautiful car. Yeah, it was.
Was it a nice car?
No,
Was it a piece of
no,
shit?
it's a total piece of shit.
Okay.
That is a fucking beautiful car.
That's
Yes,
what I
and then I'm gonna go
figured,
fuck it. Yes, it kind of like a what? So, in response, this third individual goes, "When I grew up, I was really poor." I was like, "Huh? Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yes, we were in Mexico. We were very poor. I fucked a donkey." I was like, "No shit, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, he didn't like it." So, and the thing is, I think he was joking. But
Okay.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
And this guy is just that kind of character. You're like,
Oh, okay.
oh.
Gotcha.
So then the night capped off.
Because you were faking it.
I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
And so I was figuring he
So
was fucking
you-
around. But
Here's the thing.
he's a very strange individual.
We
An extremely
found
strange
something
individual.
today.
So
And it was, I don't know when it was on, but people do love their car.
yeah, see,
There's a
that was
guy.
the joke. That's what made me think of the story.
There's a guy. Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
totally what made me think of the story.
There's a guy. You can Google, dude loves his car.
Yeah.
Probably fucking won't work. Dude loves his car.
Yeah.
But the point is, We watched the video earlier.
That's funny as shit. Well, we got shit faced.
Well, no, you didn't watch it. Okay. But I've seen it. And this dude loves his car. He, like, makes out with it underneath. He, like, gets underneath the car, like... It was on TV. It was ridiculous. That's what TV is.
People are silly.
Don't watch those shows. But you find out stupid things. You can just YouTube it, though.
Yeah. So the next morning we were hungover, had a 3:30 departure time.
Okay.
So didn't get to bed till like 11 or so. Had a 3:30 a.m. departure.
But you were up at what? Fucking...
We got up at about 3. Yeah. Threw shit in the car, so we pretty much packed, and we went. We drive along. We hit Susanville. We go to get gas. We're like, okay, Susanville, give us gas here at the Chevron station. Well, it's the slowest motherfucking fill ever, and these are full-size trucks with huge tanks, and you're talking about like tenths of the fucking gas.
Oh shit.
You're like, no fucking way. So it took us about 45 minutes to an hour to fill up 3 trucks.
Oh my goodness.
Finally got them full. Got on the road, right? By that time, the sun is starting to rise.
Oh, shit.
You leave outside of Susanville. We wanted to get through this pass before sunrise rose. Well, didn't really work out. So we're going, I can't remember the name of the camp. There's this little camp or this little Forest Service rec spot, right? At this grade. You come down, you go up this grade. Well, we're going a little too fast. Maybe 70.
Okay.
And a deer jumps out right in front of the lead car. And we're driving in convoy, so there's about a car and a half in between, length in between each rig. And front car right there, Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Full slam on the brakes, everybody, and we
shit.
avoid this deer. The front car misses the deer by inches, and the middle car misses getting sandwiched by feet. So it was like, okay, we all pull over, we go sit down, talk about it. This time everyone's, relatively sober and happy. And
yeah.
It's like, okay, the adrenaline's up, we're all awake. Let's fucking do this. So we drive. And we make Klamath, where we have to refill fuel, and then we head on the road.
Klamath
Falls.
Okay. Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Yeah, but then we head north on 97 and go by this old logging museum, and then up this grade, and then hit a flat, and we're sitting there, and I'm sitting shotgun, and my buddy's driving, and we see this tree drop into the highway.
Oh,
we're like,
shit.
what the fuck? It's maybe a quarter mile ahead. What the fuck? And the first thing I say is like, fucking woodcutters.
Oh, really?
Just because my thought is like, some asshole with a chainsaw has no fucking clue what he's doing. Is dropped a tree on the fucking highway.
Right?
It was my thought. That was my thought.
Do people do that?
No, that was why it was weird, and I was hungover, and I was
okay.
I was like, what
Maybe
the
you're
fuck?
just
Right?
like,
Exactly.
you're
It's like,
tired
it's
and
very
just
surreal. Very, very
shit.
surreal. So I'm sitting there going like, what the fuck?
So the tree goes down.
Yeah, get a little closer, we see that there is a Toyota 4Runner facing us about 20 feet in the air, 18 feet in the air maybe,
What?
wedged between 2 trees. We're like, what the fuck?
Oh,
And so,
shit.
and keep in mind, we're wearing shorts and flip-flops. We're like, in Forest Service rigs. We're like, fuck, jump
So you guys
out.
want to get home.
Yeah, we just want to get home. We're done.
Yeah.
We're 6 weeks gone. We're
Yeah.
like ready to be
For
home.
sure.
And so jump out, like run down to this car, and the rear door opens, and a little girl is there, and she's like, ah! And she jumps down and like grab her and put her down, and grab her sister, put her down, and the husband jumps out, and he's like running around. And he goes against his wife. His wife's got this fucking puncture wound on her.
Oh man.
On her shin, and got them all up on the road. Got traffic stopped. This whole fucking fiasco, and controlled the scene. Fortunately, a few people stopped by, and one of which was a smoke jumper from around here. It was awesome. He needed some first aid on the injured woman. Then we proceeded to strip down to our underwear and change into fire gear and go and start controlling the fire, because the car itself burst into flames.
Oh shit!
And the husband, right before we stripped it naked, so I'm gonna clarify before I got my underwear, this happened. The husband was like, wanted to run back in the car. He's like, "Oh, the fucking gold! The gold!" And I'm like, he wants to go back in the car. I'm like, "No, dude, fuck that. No, you're not going anywhere near that thing." And so I'm like, "You need to sit down with your wife and your daughters and be thankful that everyone's okay. That's what you need to be doing right now."
Yeah. He's worried about fucking
right
gold.
now. Yeah, and
18 feet in the fucking...
Dude, yeah. The top of the truck's probably 18. The bottom, it was 12. It was a drop. It was
you couldn't touch it.
If I would have run and jumped off the tree and then onto the truck, I probably could have grabbed something.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there.
You got these people out.
They got themselves out. We were there to assist in the control of the scene and to call people. So we called help, and we called dispatch, we called 911, we got everybody involved, and Jacob was great, and Joe was great.
Well,
and this is the whole crew.
Yeah,
we had a whole crew.
When would have been this time?
That would have been 08 or 9.
08 or 9.
9 probably.
Wait, what time of year?
Would have been August.
Okay.
No, it would have been late August, after Labor Day. Third week of September, second week of September.
Okay. Still pretty dry?
Yes, very.
Very dry.
Yeah, and so we're like, oh shit, a forest fire, great, radical.
Right.
And so we jump out, we get all changed out and get in our gear. We go line it, knock it down. The other fire agencies showed up after we had it fully lined and mostly potato patched.
What do you mean by lined?
So to fight fire, you establish a spot where fire can't spread.
Okay.
And then you work from that spot, scratching line, cutting down to bare mineral soil so fire can't transfer fluidly across surface fuels. And so you remove all those fuels and you flank the fire. You go all the way around the fire and you just kind of stay away from the head. You have to do things to combat the direction that wants to move, wait for the wind to shift, and then try and get it, that kind of stuff. Do a back burn when the wind conditions are right, and that kind of stuff. So this was really small. This was like
but still
3,000 square feet, 4,000 square feet. Like, oh shit, dig, shit.
Holy shit.
And got through it all and knocked it out, and the locals showed up to take care of the scene and tell us how to cut trees. And this is 3C Sawyer or journeyman Sawyer certifications and the instructor level quality cutters. Like,
very nice.
3 of us were sitting there, and this fucking guy is like, "I'll let the real cutter do it."
No shit.
Yeah, you're like, you are fucking so funny.
Not only did you just line it,
we did
ballsy fucking shit. This guy just happens to just roll up and just fucking let a real man fucking cut it.
And this is the deal.
Seriously, dude.
This is the truth of.
Did you just see what happened?
This is why logging is important. I'm going to be really frank here.
Please.
We are spending billions of dollars fighting fires, and it's a losing game. What we need to be doing is preventing fires, and how you prevent fires is through fuels management, and with an active fuels management program that was focused on sustainable harvest and sustainable yield.
What can you do with that?
You could have a sustained industry, a sustained 100-year crop rotation on timber-producing lands. That's not every piece of forest. Let's be really clear. That's not every piece of forest.
No.
Those are timber-producing lands, and some matrix lands, I'm sure, would be
here, right?
Yeah, but we're not really timber country. Like it would be fuels reduction work here with basically self-supporting logging. So you'd be paying for the fuels reduction by logging.
Boom.
Ta-da! Oh, weird.
Wait.
But then it gets sued,
Hold on.
and then you pay legal fees,
Yep.
and then everything loses its value.
Why do you get sued?
Oh, weird. Oh, because environmental lawyers, there's a cottage industry of environmental lawyers
Bummer.
that make money doing that. And that's fine. I get it. But they're not. They're, in my opinion, the intention may be pure, but
They're trying to
the
save
result
trees,
is not.
right? I mean, that's the last.
And that's the logic.
That's
But
the
the thing is,
smallest-
we have more trees now
Whatever you
than were here.
And then they just burn out
Well, exactly.
when we can just use them. But like you're saying, you would just use that money. But you would control forest fires. So then you don't have to spend that money
you would
to-
reduce the intensity
Do you understand
of forest
that?
fires. You would reduce the intensity of forest fires, so you wouldn't have to pay to fight the fires because it wouldn't be as large and as consuming.
Exactly.
You would also pay for reforestation.
You would have less
You would have
fires.
more trees that are healthier, and you would have transitional forests. You could see ecologies in motion. You would have first growth, second growth, senescent, fully mature old growth. You would have that in a patchwork, and you would also have that in a shelterwood scenario. And I think that'd be really easy to attain in many forests, on many forests.
Got it.
The problem is we don't have an active program, and West Side stuff like the West Side, the Valley, that's great timber producing land.
Really?
But the fire risk is low, and the ecology is dense and thick, and so that's okay. We don't have to log that, don't clear cut all of that.
Yeah.
But we have fire ecology forests that need to be logged. They need to be thinned. They need fuels treatment. That doesn't apply to this beautiful old growth rainforest in Washington. It's not the same forest.
Yeah.
So you don't log it that way. It's easy. You know what I mean? The primary goal is to mimic fire and to treat fuels in a way that helps mitigate cost.
So you use controlling fires.
Yeah, you control fires. You'd subsidize jobs.
Yeah. So you would then create jobs.
Yeah.
To then go out and I'm gonna try and get this. To go out and clear, so it's less fire.
Yeah.
Obviously, when lightning strikes or whatever happens. Control that. So you would use what you take out of there to fund that. So you're right there, a circle.
Yeah.
And then we spend way too much money
fighting fires.
To fight the fires.
Yeah. And so that's true in fire ecologies. And some ecologies aren't fire ecologies. Some are production ecologies, which are different.
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to have a renewable resource, you would manage your production acreage as well. But if you wanted to do the right thing by the kind of interaction contract that we have with our forests, right, where you want to go and have a positive time and see a healthy, beautiful forest, right, then we should be at least mimicking fire ecology and logging in a sustainable way to mitigate that. Have another discussion about what a wet site forest, high yield forest. Personally, I feel like you should log it because it's a sustainable resource that it's one of the greatest resources in the world.
Got it.
If managed correctly. But if you don't want to do that, I understand if you have issues with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deride you for that.
Though.
So, but it would help infrastructure costs as well. And that's the scary thing about those two bills. It was House Resolution 621 and 22 or whatever. The 22 is the one with law enforcement, which would seek to degrade the integrity of enforcement and eventually erode the integrity of the institutions that can no longer provide enforcement. So why would people pay the fees or abide by the rules, right? That's the fear.
Got it.
Who knows, man? We'll see.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. That story, though. Dude, you guys were fucking...
That was a day. It was a shit day.
And you were fucking brave as shit.
I tell you what, we
To
were
help
not.
out.
No one was hungover
Yeah, bullshit.
after the.
Yeah,
No, seriously.
it's
After
called
that,
adrenaline.
yeah,
It's
no one
getting
was
it,
hungover.
and
It was like,
it's-
hey, great, we're
It's
good.
time to move.
It's time to do this now.
And these dudes
So,
fucking went out there and they
It's pretty
fucking
funny.
rocked it.
we actually got a little letter of recognition read to us at a district meeting. It was quite the honor. It was
Very nice. That's how we do it.
yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah.
This guy does crazy fucking shit like this. He's
Yeah.
got